Hello and welcome to the Pro14 Round 8 predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, and thank you very much for joining me. So, this weekend we have another round of Pro14 whilst the EMEA Premiership takes time off to play the Anglo-Welsh Cup. Well, without the Welsh bit, because the Welsh are playing in here. And they're involved first up when Munster host Dragons. Now, Munster are having a bit of a wobble. They started the season really well, but they've lost their last two games. And Dragons have picked up a couple of wins this season. However, the three games they have lost have all been away, and the last two have been with losing bonus points. Whereas, let's be honest, the Dragons have only won 2 games this season, so it should be a comfortable win for Munster to get themselves back on track. So I'm expecting Munster to win this one by about 10 points. Next up, Glasgow host Leinster, and this is perhaps the hardest game to call this round, and definitely the one to watch as well. Glasgow are undefeated in this tournament, 7 wins from 7. Leinster 6 wins from 7, with just 1 loss to Cheetahs so far away, where they did rest a whole bunch of players. Also, Leinster beat Glasgow in the Champions Cup during the European stages, so who knows how this one is going to go. I'm going to back the home side by 3, but I think it should be a close one and it could go either way. Next, Scarlets host Benetton Treviso, and Treviso are having a decent season. They've had 3 wins so far, including one away to Edinburgh, and beat Ospreys at home as well. So a couple of decent wins. The Kings, yeah, we expect them to win that one at home, but apart from that, but Scarlets are the champions. They have won 6 out of their 7 games. This should be a comfortable home win for Scarlets by 10 points. They may even rest a couple of players. You never know. Moving on, we have Ulster making a long trip down to South Africa to play the Kings, and the Kings have lost all their games so far. So even though Ulster are wobbling and really have not done well in the European Champions Cup either, you've got to say this is one that they should win. And their wins so far: Treviso at home Treviso away, Cheetahs at home, Dragons and Connacht at home as well. The only one of note is really beating Scarlets, and they've lost to Zebre away. And they also lost to Zebre. So they've had even though they've won 5 games, they've had a relatively easy schedule for that. So even so, I think Ulster by 7 here, because the Kings, let's be honest, are just a bit of a mess, unfortunately. Next, Edinburgh host Ospreys, and Ospreys did get a win at the weekend, but it was against Dragons at home, and Edinburgh have been looking a bit better than they have. I mean, admittedly, their last 2 wins have been over the 2 Italian sides. But even so, I think they should beat Ospreys at home, and I'm backing Edinburgh by 3. Connacht then host Cheetahs, and again, this is another one that's really hard to call. Cheetahs did win away to Zebre last weekend, but it was only by a point. At home, they've looked a much stronger side. Because remember, at home they beat Zebre by 15 points. Connacht got that win over Munster last weekend, and have been looking a little bit better recently after a very poor start to the season. So I'm going to back Connacht by 3 points here. But it could, again, this is another that could go either way. Finally, Cardiff host Zebre. Now, again, Zebre, they have won on the road this season, so it's not impossible that they win here. And let's be honest, Cardiff have struggled against Italian sides in the past. But still, Cardiff really should win this one in what has been a really poor season for them. But I'm backing Cardiff by 3. So those are my predictions. Always up for good rugby chats. Let me know your thoughts below. Also, below you can find links on how to support DrivingMaul and also how to sign up for my newsletter. So please do look at those as well. And enjoy whatever rugby you are watching this weekend.